All right, hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Smith, and in this video, I'm going to name several, that's not even all of them, just several submissions that are in Japanese Jiu Jitsu and also Okinawan Shorin Karate, and also some of them come from Greco-Roman wrestling. I'm going to name as many submissions as I can that I was taught in karate class, and we're going to see how many Gracie Jiu Jitsu people can respond and honestly God claim to have been taught that in Gracie Jiu Jitsu class or claim to have learned it somewhere outside of Gracie Jiu Jitsu. But the challenge is you name a submission that I don't know, and I'll name two submissions that you don't know. That's my challenge. All right. Certainly was never taught the standing backbreaker in Gracie Jiu Jitsu. Certainly was never taught the reverse wrist lock. Certainly was never taught the reverse arm bar in there. Certainly was never taught the full arm bar in there. Certainly was never taught the figure four or reverse figure four ankle lock or leg lock, nor the inside heel hook nor outside heel hook in Gracie Jiu Jitsu. Certainly was never taught standing backbreaker or neck breaker. Certainly was never taught the filter or vice, was never taught whatever the proper name of this Kamai maneuver under the jaw is in Gracie Jiu Jitsu, was never taught stomach nerve 9 in Gracie Jiu Jitsu, and I know it works because I've done it. Was never taught the disarmor in Gracie Jiu Jitsu, at least not before I was already taught it in karate class. And I ended up reversing it on the one that tried to teach it to me in Gracie Jiu Jitsu and putting it back on him. So he thought he was teaching me something, and I taught him how to get out of it and how to put it back on the other person. Because he didn't know that you could get out of it even once it was already on you, and I just slipped right out of it by rolling forward like I was taught in 1992. That's another thing. In Ishinru Karate, when they teach you basic submissions, they would teach you at least two ways to break any submission. All right, but they taught you submissions whether or not they knew how to get out of them. But if they knew a way to get out of them, they would teach you at least two ways to get out of the submission. In Ishinru Karate, not Gracie Jiu Jitsu. I misspoke earlier. In Ishinru Karate, if they knew how to get out of them, they would teach you at least two ways to get out of them. The Gracie instructor at the Gracie dojo claimed that bridging and throwing your opponent off of you once they mount you does not work. And actually, that was one of the first ground street self-defense moves that Mark Myers taught in his class to everybody, was bridging to throw the mounted attacker off of you, especially if you're a woman. And so the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu instructor was like, bridging doesn't work, so don't even bother trying it. And I'm like, I know good and damn well that it works because I've done it before. I've been on both ends of it, and I know that it works both ways. So they think bridging doesn't work, and I know that it does. What was I doing? Oh yeah, they ban, so they either don't want you to know, or they just don't know joint locks. So then they ban all joint locks, at least until you're a blue belt in Gracie Jiu Jitsu, which is stupid because most real submissions and submission combos actually start with one of the four basic Ishinru wrist locks. Like I say, probably 3/4 of the 200 total finishing moves I know start from some sort of wrist lock. So telling somebody that joint locks are banned until you're in the gym until you're a blue belt or a purple belt or whatever the gym rules was is stupid. The only reason they did that is they didn't want me coming in their gym beating them with a superior style that they couldn't compete with, which ultimately I proved that they couldn't compete with. Yeah, there's nobody participating with me, so this is getting kind of boring. And also, I'm rambling a little bit, but this is getting kind of boring. So I'm going to end the video and wait until somebody from the Gracie Jiu Jitsu camp responds with at least one submission that I don't already know.